Hey, good day. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. For those of you who like this, I'm just going to go over this very quickly because it's the same as our last video. But current blood sugar is 8.1 with 1.75. I'm at 96%, which hasn't changed. This went up a bit, but just by like 0.1. So it's now 7.5. Pretty easy, pretty quick. Didn't want to bore you with the exact same stuff. But if you want more in depth, go take a look at how my mom saved my life video. That was just taped just before this one. And we'll be able to review the information there. Today, I want to have a discussion about insulin and the different types of insulin. We're not going to be talking necessarily brands, but we're going to be talking short-acting, long-acting, whatever. Stay tuned and we'll be right back and get going on this. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Okay, so different types of insulin. There are 4 different real types of insulin. One is rapid acting. Now, rapid acting, by the sounds of it, gets into your blood sugar, gets into your blood within 15 minutes. There is like Humalog and there is R. R is sort of really out there. R is an older short acting. They're getting quicker and quicker. The latest one that I know of, because I was actually on it, and I could be missing one completely, was a little insulin called Fiasp. And Fiasp, when I was on it, I pretty well had to get it from the doctor because it was quite expensive getting in the drugstore. And being on disability myself, I wasn't able to afford this. Now, rapid-acting insulin is the one, if you're super high, it'll bring it down, but it shouldn't bring it down, like drop you real down. It still should bring you down at a nice, easy pace unless you inject a whole bunch of insulin, and I don't suggest you do that. Any diabetic would probably not suggest it. It's all these insulins are meant to be taken through the skin. Don't get overly excited and try to inject it directly into your vein. No. Let's just get that out there first. Now, rapid-acting insulin, when I started, it used to be an hour. But back then it was called Toronto insulin. Now the insulin stays within your system between 30 and 90 minutes. Pretty simple, right? Okay, short acting. Short acting is what I was discussing with the R. Short acting has been around for years. When insulin was first diagnosed, it was pretty well what we call today a short-acting insulin. Pure and simple. Short-acting insulin will take 30 to 60 minutes in. So Well, rapid acting, where you say that you want to inject within 15 minutes of eating, if you're on short acting insulin, you would have to do this within 30 to 60 minutes. So, it again depends on your doctor. It has a peak time of 2 to 3 hours. So it's in your system a little bit longer. For years now, I've been on the rapid acting, and that is because of my labile type of diabetes. Short acting insulin, you're pretty well, when you first diagnose, are either going to be put on rapid acting or short acting insulin to begin with, until your doctor decides which one is the best for you. Now, it stays in your system for 2 to 3 hours. If you want to sit there and inject every 2 to 3 hours, you could just go on short-acting insulin. Short-acting insulin and rapid-acting insulins can be used in the pump. Once you get into the next type of insulin, it's going to be a lot harder to use in the pumps, and they don't even suggest it. Okay, intermediate acting. Now, when I started my time with diabetes, I was put on a short-acting insulin, and I was always doing it right before I ate. And then I was also put on an intermediate. It was called Lente, and you can't get Lente anymore. I think it's okay for animals, but it is no longer approved for human patients. Now, Lente insulin was the first intermediate acting. I wasn't going to go through. Intermediate acting was first sort of the basals of their day, and you would give a shot, and then you take your intermediate acting combined with your short acting. Now it enters the bloodstream within 2 to 4 hours. As you can see, it's quite a bit different than your short acting or your rapid, which are usually in pretty quick. Now, it does stay in the system for up to 10 hours with a duration of 10 to 16. So, thinking back, I was on 1 shot a day, which was a mixture of the rapid-acting insulin and short-acting insulin. Those were my 2 types. But I would be out of insulin. That's probably why within a year when I went back into the hospital, I was put onto 2 shots a day. Now, short-acting and rapid-acting insulin are usually clear. Intermediate, there's ingredients added to it to extend the time limit of the insulin, so it becomes more cloudy. And I kind of acquaint the intermediate insulins. I think now, just before I say this, I think now there are some that are clear. But my time with the intermediate insulins were that I acquainted them with Italian salad dressing, where you'd have it separated and you kind of had to mix it together, and we used to have to roll it in between our hands because you didn't want to shake it because it could get air bubbles in it. But you have so much to gain if you could be on an intermediate. You could be up to 3 insulins a day. Just saying. Because I did that. I don't know if it was the greatest thing, but I did do it. The last type is Lantus or Levemir. I'm not going to try, the full terms because my tongue is tied half the time. Okay. These take several hours after injection. So it's called basal insulin, this whole section. And it works for, how long here? Several hours after injection. And it stays within the body after 24 hours. This drug is used if you're on multiple daily injections, or MDI, while the rapid and the short acting can be used on your pumps. Basal acting is really utilized for a shot and keeping control over the 24-hour period. It's the insulin that does what your pump does in giving you sort of coverage throughout the night so that you can go to sleep, you can wake up, and you can still feel as good. The one thing I really have to sort of mention here is that with basal insulins, you don't mix with anything else. Usually what this means is you have, if you're on a pen, you have a pen for your short acting and a pen for your long acting. I don't have any luck with injecting the insulin, but we have to do what we have to do. That is why I'm on the pump. We tried, for many years, I was on MDIs. As soon as I got onto a pump, things equaled out. So, rapid acting gets into your system within 15 hours. Its duration, or the peak time, is within 30 to 90 minutes. Rapid is gotta get in there, gotta do the job. Short acting is, okay, yeah, we're on our way, we're getting there. Intermediate acting is kind of like, okay, up here I can hang out for a bit. Basal is kind of like, I'm here for the whole day. That's the way I remember them. So RSIB, rapid, short, intermediate, and basal. Basal being the longest, rapid being the quickest. That's just my overview of insulins today. Have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.